What's up, mother people? My name is Joe, and today I'm gonna be sharing with you guys my most favorite toy when I was a little children. The only thing that I've kept since I was a little boy was my collection of Pogs. I always wondered why this set of Pogs was so meaningful to me. And if you guys don't know what Pogs are, might be a little too old for you guys. It's a game that we used to play in school where you stack up all of these, and Pogs are basically old school milk caps. By my era, we weren't consuming glass milks with these paper like caps. We didn't have that. That was probably like an older generation, but designing stuff on the paper caps and collecting them became like something cool to do. But then I don't know where this game was invented or the history of it, but I just know in the 90s it was super popular for kids all over elementary school to play this game. And the way you played it was you get these cool ass Pogs right here, you flip it upside down, and you have all the designs down like this, right? You get something called a slammer. Now you could have big ones like this, or you could have plastic ones like this, or thin plastic ones like this. Between me and my friends, we would all agree upon like, okay, this game is gonna be a thin one, or this game is gonna be a thick one, because it wouldn't be fair if you had a thick ass slammer and someone else came with a small little plastic one and their metal fat one was way superior. It had to be even, so we were fair. So we would get these slammers and then we would hit that stack. Whoopsha! Oh, missed it. I fucking suck. I would have lost it. Whoopsha! Like that, right? And then when you hit that stack, all the Pogs that are showing upright with the design, those are now yours. You would have to go back and then put an even amount of Pogs with your friend again and play again. And you just keep playing over and over, and at the end of the day, you see who has more Pogs, you get to keep them. So it was kind of like gambling. And I remember, it was a game of skill though. It wasn't just gambling. You had to be able to really hit those Pogs and flip them upside down. Slowly the school caught on to this because some of these kids, they weren't able to control themselves. What would happen? They would get all pissed off, they would fight, they would not want to give up their Pogs that they fairly lost to, so they had really bad sportsmanship. And then the school was like, you know what, this is like gambling, we're outlawing it. So then we would play after school at our friend's house. So it became underground. And I remember like slowly like people's parents started not liking Pogs because of all the chaos it was causing, and I was starting to be like, man, this sucks. But what I ended up doing was all of the ones that I won, or all the ones that I bought that were in clean condition, I started collecting them. And if I like the designs, like this Bad Boy Club right here, or like this Local Boy design right here, or like, you know, this pit bull right here, like if I liked it a lot, I started keeping it, and I started creating a little stack of it like right here. And sometimes I would pull this out once in a while, and I'll just sit there in my little room with my leg up and my like laying there on my belly. I'll just be looking at it like, I won this, I won this, I won this, I won this, I won this. That's me, I won this. Dragon Ball, bitch. I mean, when you're a kid, you do that from time to time, right? You just get bored and you just go in your stack of toys or whatever, you just sit there and you admire it and you just look at it. I forgot when I stopped playing, but I do remember a lot of lessons that Pogs have taught me. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I believe kids should get into games like this, competitive games, where there's consequences and you lose things and you have to be able to suck it up that you lost, and you have to give away things that are material because you lost. The reason why I love this, because it teaches you that you gotta win some and lose some. You can't always be a winner. Like some parents, they don't want to see their kids all sad and shit, so they want to make everybody a winner. But in my opinion, it doesn't make them strong people. and it doesn't make them fair people, because you have to know that like sometimes your friends gotta win. In order for you to be a fun person to play with and have good sportsmanship, you gotta understand that, hey, if they win today, tomorrow you can win too. You just gotta keep at it, and then you have fun doing that. And there's also shady people. You learn about people that cheat and that might want to take your pogs away from you in other ways, like while you're not looking, they might want to grab a few up. I was such an innocent kid, I didn't know this stuff, but it taught me a lot and it gave me a little bit of street smarts. And I remember the biggest lesson that I learned playing pogs was, so these slammers like this is what is a lot of people's prized possession. Everyone has their slammers, right? This is a brass slammer. And I remember I had another one that was a metal slammer. And this boy was telling me, hey, I'll give you 15 pogs for your one slammer. And I was like, oh my god, really? Like 15 pogs? And I was like, oh shoot. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll give you 15 pogs. And he gave me the 15 most dirtiest, broken, ugliest pogs that he didn't want anymore. I wanted to pull away from that deal. I was like, damn, I was expecting I'm gonna give you this cool slammer and you're gonna give me 15 cool pogs. But he gave me 15 of the most shittiest. It's got like booger stains, finger crust, like it was fucking nasty. And I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. And then my friends were like, you're not being fair. And I was like, what do you mean I'm not being fair? I thought he was not being fair by giving me this shit. But they're like, no, you agreed. So now you have to commit to it. They didn't say it in those words because kids didn't know those big words, but they said that you have to keep your promise. The big lesson that I learned was you got to pay attention to what people are offering you, because what they think is fair is not what you think is fair. And after that, he rubbed it in my face and he was like, with this slammer, I can win as much pogs as I want. And they all laughed at me and I was like, shit, and I can't beat him up because he's a friend. He's kind of a friend. And it was at the same time, like I got cheated, I got outsmarted. From then on, I learned to make sure everything before I agree. And that's a good lesson. So instead of telling my parents or anything like that, it taught me that I have to pay attention and I have to be stronger. Another really big lesson that I learned from pogs was I was into pogs so much that I wanted to learn to sell pogs. Because I was thinking, well, if everyone likes playing pogs, why don't I just sell pogs and I can just keep the pogs with the designs that I like, right? So this was my first big lesson in profit. I went to the local like card store, game store, and they had a huge box of pogs. And I forgot how much it cost, but I pretty much broke my whole entire piggy bank to buy this whole set, right? Let's say it cost like 20 bucks for this whole set. I brought that whole set to school. I took it all out of all the packages. I told myself, you know what? I'm not gonna actually take the designs that I want. I'm gonna sell all of this stuff so I could make more money and buy more pogs. The thing is, my dumbass thought, well, you know what? If they could get this for the same price at, the card store, then why would they want to buy it from me? And my dumbass started selling all of the pogs for less than what it cost. So after I sold all the pogs in one day, I had a shit ton of like dollars and change and everything in my bag. And I was like, this is more money than I started with. But it was less than $20. So I came home and I told my dad, I just couldn't wait to tell him like, hey, this was my genius plan. This is what I did. And he got so fucking mad. He beat my ass and he was like, you idiot. Like I can't believe what you did. Like, why didn't you tell me? Like, you have to make profit. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I got so in trouble for going out and losing money and selling all and doing all this work, coming home and coming back with probably $5 less than what I started with. And I just sat there like all night, and I think he was getting so frustrated because I couldn't understand the concept of you have to sell it more than what you bought it for because you're not gonna make profit, and how you're gonna keep making more money. I just couldn't understand it. All I kept thinking was how I'm gonna beat that store, and if I sold it for cheaper than that store, then I'm gonna basically win. But if I keep buying the pogs for that from that store, I'm also benefiting that store because I'm giving them business, right? So I don't know, at that age I was so stubborn and stupid that it took me a while to understand that concept. But the thing that I learned from that though was I had this fire and desire to do business and to sell and to go beyond just like using pogs as a game, but now I saw it as a way to make an earning off of something that I'm passionate about. So it started at a very young age where I had the desire to continue doing what I love, but also turning that into a business and finding some way to sustaining my passion within itself, instead of going out there and getting a job and then buying stuff within my passion. I wanted my passion to work for me. So that's what basically I think pogs really sparked my whole desire for, you know, going far and beyond with something that's just a passion and then turning it into a business. I hope you guys enjoyed my video here about my childhood pogs. And if you guys have pogs and memories of this stuff back in the days, let me know in the comments below if you guys remember pogs, because I want to share some pog stories with you. Also, if you guys want to watch more videos, check this out, baby.
Like that. In a lot of ways, it was kind of like, it wasn't a stuffed bear, but it was my version of a stuffed bear. I couldn't necessarily hold it as high as possible